Real story. Worth reading. Frick you, Jeff. First of all, I'm from Poland. English isn't my first language, it's not perfect, but I had ChatGPT help clean this up so it flows. I'm 29 now, but this whole saga happened when I was 22. Strap in. It's long but worth every second. Let me tell you a few things about myself to set the stage. My dad is a private investigator. He started dragging me with him on jobs when I was 16. I learned all the tricks. Tailing people without being seen, reading body language, finding out more about someone in a week than their friends know in years. Right out of high school, I became a PI too. And yeah, I absolutely love it. Following people, solving weird problems, digging up dirt. It scratches every itch in my brain. I ride a motorcycle, black, fast, quiet. Nothing better for tailing someone through traffic, staying out of sight, or just looking intimidating. The beginning. It all starts in Japan. So, I had just gotten back from a short trip to Japan. 3 weeks of temples, sushi, trains that made me question our entire infrastructure, and, most importantly, denim. Yeah, denim. You don't understand. I bought a pair of jeans in Japan that weren't just jeans. These things were handmade, custom fitted, raw selvage, deep indigo, stitched by gods. $600, 2-week wait, and worth every damn zloty. When I say I loved these jeans, I mean I practically had a relationship with them. Wore them constantly when I got back. Like 3 to 5 times a week. Perfect fit. Perfect feel. I would sit in front of the mirror admiring how they made me look like I was in a moody European fashion magazine. But then, the incident. 7:05 a.m., and everything changed. One morning, I wake up at 7:05. Standard routine. Shower, breakfast, get dressed. Those jeans, obviously. Then I open the fridge and realize I'm out of meat. No worries. There's a big supermarket just 2 minutes from my place. I've been a regular there for years. The cashiers knew me by name. I knew when they switched shifts. It was practically a second home. To get to the store, you had to pass this little back area where the employees would smoke. And that's where I saw him. Let's call him Jeff. Jeff is, how do I say this? Human cigarette ash, tiny guy, 150 centimeters tops, 40 kilograms maybe. Chain smoker. Looked like a goblin who got kicked out of a ska band. I had seen him a few times before but never talked to him. As I walked by the smoking area, this guy, dead-eyed and twitchy, casually flicks his lit cigarette right in my direction. And of course, the cherry hits my jeans. My brand new, tailor-made, sacred Japanese denim. Leaves a little black burn mark. Permanent. I stop in my tracks. I look down. I look at him. He looks at me. Full eye contact. For a solid 5 seconds. I say, "Are you going to say sorry?" And he goes, "I don't care." Then just turns and disappears through the employee door into the store's back area. I stood there for maybe half a minute, in disbelief. That "I don't care" lit something in me. Something deep and vengeful. I went inside, bought the damn meat, and walked back home in silence. Tried everything to clean the stain. Soaked it, scrubbed it, whispered prayers over it. 2 days later, I even took them to my grandma. The kind of grandma who can get rust out of a silk scarf. She couldn't save them. That's when it began. Stage 1. Stalking. I didn't know how I'd get revenge yet. I just knew I had to. He didn't just burn my jeans. He insulted my pride, my taste, my joy. And he didn't care. So I started watching him. Every single day. When you're a PI, it's not hard. I followed him discreetly from work, from home, even on Sundays. I tracked his routine, took photos, made notes, even logged the number of smokes per day. I mapped out his life in meticulous detail. 5 a.m. Wake up, leave for work. 5:50 a.m. Arrive at the store. 7 a.m. Store opens. 40 cigarette breaks per day. Yes, I counted. 3 p.m. Home. Saturday, extended shift. Sunday, garage, with his dad, basically fixing stuff in some shack out of town. He drove a beat-up Honda Civic, lived in a tiny apartment outside town, had a wife, no kids, no visible hobbies besides smoking and standing around looking miserable. By the end of the 6th week, I knew more about Jeff than his own reflection did. Stage 2. Unemployment. Now that I knew his routine, I could see the weak points. Jeff opened the store in the morning. If he didn't show up on time, the store couldn't open at 7 a.m. Even a 20-minute delay meant chaos for the employees and customers. So I started small, stealing his gas at night. I siphoned it out using a tube and a portable canister. Clean, quiet, and untraceable. Result? He'd wake up, get in his car, and stall halfway to work. Store opened late. Manager pissed, employees scrambling. Did it 3 times a week? After 2 weeks, I thought he'd get canned. But nope. Instead, they gave him a reserved parking spot with a lock and a security fence. They tried to protect him. That was cute. So I escalated. I followed him after work one day. He stopped at a bakery. I waited for him to go inside, then approached the car. Popped the gas cap and dumped in sugar. A few kilometers later, the engine choked, sputtered, and died. Watching him push that car off the road was art. Pure satisfaction. Now he had no reliable way to get to work. Public transport where he lived? A joke. 3 weeks later, after being late constantly and pissing off management one too many times, he got fired. Victory. But was it enough? Stage 3. Divorce. At first, I thought that would be the end of it. But then I realized I still hated him. He still existed. Still walked around with that same dumb face like he didn't set fire to $600 and laugh about it. So I decided I'd strike one last time. Final nail in the coffin. Something cinematic. On a Sunday, instead of going to the garage like always, he changed routine. My predator brain perked up. I followed. He drove to a motel, seedy, remote, like a place that has hourly rates and paper-thin walls. I waited, watched, camera ready, and guess who shows up? A woman in heels and a skirt so tight I swear it was painted on. She goes into Jeff's room. 40 minutes later, she leaves. He follows her out, kisses her, and pays her in cash right at the door. I got all of it. Photos, time-stamped, face visible, crystal clear. 5 days later, I emailed them, all of them, to his wife's work address. No comment. No explanation. Just the evidence. The aftermath. 1 month later, I did a little checkup, purely professional, of course. Jeff still didn't have a car, no longer had a job. Wife had moved out. Divorce was almost certain. Still smoked 2 packs a day. Looked like a raccoon going through a divorce settlement and an existential crisis at the same time. I never confronted him, never talked to him again. Didn't need to. All he had to do was say, sorry. But he said, I don't care. So now, neither do I. My jeans still have that cigarette burn. But when I see it, I smile. Because that little mark started everything. Fuck you, Jeff. I win.